All right, so I watched Rebel Moon Part 2 hoping that it would be better than Part 1, and guess what? It's pretty much exactly the same. I had pretty much everything that I could say about the first film applies here to the second film. I want to applaud Netflix for allowing me to at least 1.5x the speed, because after about the hour mark, I knew what the film was doing. I was bored to tears that I just needed to speed this up till I could see what it was and leave. These Rebel Moon movies have both been things that, on a checkbox of things that LR likes, you should be able to just go down and go check, 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 check. Sci-fi, big epic sci-fi, check. Cool character designs, check. A lot of action, check. What are we missing here? Well, we're missing, unfortunately on the checklist, we forgot good characters, exploring the deep world, without just exposition dumping, but actually showing you the world and letting you, the audience, kind of understand what's going on. I mean, we've had almost 5 hours of runtime to do so. We didn't do that. Good choreography in the action set pieces. No, we're going to be really wonky and use a lot of slow motion that's going to really emphasize how unchoreographed these action set pieces actually are. We're going to fill the entire thing with terrible CGI. The cool design characters you're going to see for a split second, and instead we're going to focus on the, how do I want to put this, Nazi ripoff characters. Check, we'll do that instead of actually exploring some of the cooler designs. And we're left with a bumbling 2-hour mess that is action filled, that is completely empty and hollow. I haven't seen a movie I think since Rebel Moon Part 1 that's had this much action in it, that I've been this bored throughout, because the film does nothing interesting, it does nothing cool, and the action that's here is so sloppily done and filmed and choreographed that it's boring to watch. It's so boring. This film is just so derivative of everything that's come before it. It's clearly just a Star Wars ripoff. I know that he pitched it as to be like a Star Wars idea, but when you don't get to actually be a Star Wars film, why don't you deviate a little bit instead of just sticking true to the story? We get some cool ideas of the world building that's like, ooh, that's kind of an interesting idea. Let's not explore it, Zack Snyder. Let's not do anything with that idea. Let's just completely ignore it and move on to this other nonsense. Really, this is a pretty small-scale film set in like farmlands, but we just fill it in with, one, the villain is super corny. He's only a villain because of villain's sake. The hero is so lame. She's such a lame character. You know, this ex-bodyguard that had to kill the princess, and it's, oh my god, and she's like tormented with that. She's not deserving of this farmland love. It's so stupid. It's so derivative, so boring, so uninspired, so void of artistic integrity, or artistic creativity, I should say, not integrity. Integrity. Boring. It's so bland. It's so... The things that I liked about Zack Snyder in the past, with films like Sucker Punch, which I know a lot of people don't like. I like that film quite a bit. 300, Watchmen, even to a small extent, Man of Steel. There's a keen eye for visuals. There's a keen eye for the action. There's a keen eye for the choreography. There's a keen eye. I'm like mushing together all my words here. Hold, please. I got to enhance my mental focus here. There are things here that is like a good idea, but it's void of some of the positives that I would have said about Zack Snyder in the past. It's completely gone here. It's completely stripped away. It's so bad. It's so amateurish. It's so lame. Oh man, I wanted to like the Rebel Moon movies. I did. When I first saw the first trailer, I thought, it doesn't look the best, but maybe it'll be fun. It's a two-parter. Maybe I watched part 1 and I was like, that was really bad. Holy smokes. Well, maybe part 2 will kind of smooth it out. Nope, it's the same thing. It's literally part 1 and part 2 are interchangeable. They're the exact same movie. They don't really continue a story. It's boring. It's bland. It's a 2 out of 10. I hated this movie. If you want to support what I do, you can consider becoming a member of Patreon. Subscribe for free. I don't know. Now I'm just kind of agitated. I watched that movie. I had to speed through it because I could not deal with it anymore. I finally finished it. It's a 2 out of 10. The only reasons why it's not like a 1 or a 1.5 is there is some creative ideas here that I do like. We didn't really explore, but I did like them. But like, oh man, just even like talking about it, it's like such a bummer. It's such a bummer. Bye.